I think the thing about Shakespeare is that he's universal. So the reason we keep doing the work in Shakespeare is that for 400 years he's been had his finger on the pulse of the human condition. And I think that what happens is you end up with some very relevant stuff showing up in even in a really ancient context. You can see we're quite anachronistic. I have Chuck Taylor's on right now. You see my vintage gown. So you're gonna get like a big Etch-a-Sketch shaken up, and we're gonna redraw the map for you. It's like going to church. Yeah, it's like going to church. Really good for your soul.
It's closer to a footy match than a piece of theatre. It's fantastic. It's having this entire building filled with 900 people screaming and yelling and booing and awing and covered in blood and cheering you on is a pretty good adrenaline.
And now let me ask you about the covered in blood, because if those are very close in the front rows, do they get caught?
Yeah, it's a very, very intimate splash zone. If you want to have the full experience, you're going to cop the full experience, and people jump back and are covered in blood and are laughing and cheering, and yeah, it's a great experience. So the Groundlings is the place to be. The Groundlings is right in the action with us.
Fantastic. And I was just going to ask you about your gear there. So that's pretty heavy going.
This is a bespoke traditional armour of the era, and it's incredibly heavy. So it's about 30 kilograms altogether, and wearing it for about 2 hours, quoting some of Shakespeare's most famous lines, and running around doing sword fights and everything is it's a good workout.
And then there's the blood to clean off.
So all in a day's work.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So I'm Miles Gregory, the artistic director and founder of Pop-Up.
What is it like to have created this theatre in the same way that Shakespeare would have had his own theatre 400 years ago?
I think the whole company are incredibly proud of this beautiful theatre. But what's most exciting about this theatre is when it's full of people. The interaction between actor and audience in this space is like nothing else. And the sound the crowd makes here, the buzz, the energy, you have to see it to believe it.
So it's not exactly, the dull old Shakespeare lessons at school?
No, far from it. I think often we like young people to encounter Shakespeare as a sort of genius, an elite sort of person. But Shakespeare was a popular playwright. He wrote for the people. And I think in our work here at Pop-Up Globe, we bring Shakespeare back to the people in a way that's fun and accessible and entertaining and just a great night out. Our shows run at about 2.25 hours long. They're not these 4-hour epics. They're full of great stage action, and our audiences love them.
So what can audiences expect when they come to see one of the Shakespeare plays?
Well, the first thing is that this building is like a cauldron. There are audience on all 3 levels. The stage takes up over half the space, and there's over 300 people standing in the yard there with their noses on the stage. So it's a really visceral experience. You're very close to the action. No seat is more than 15 metres away from the stage. But more than that, the 4 shows that our company has made, plus our 5th new commission, those shows are incredibly fun. They're tried and tested. They've pleased over 100,000 people in Auckland, which is why we've transferred them here to Melbourne. And we're delighted to be in this wonderful city.
So people are going to see maidens, sword fights, what else?
Oh, well, we use lots of blood, obviously. We have spectacular dances. We use amazing Jacobean special effects, including thunder runs. We have firing cannon. We've got massive sword fights, jigs at the end of shows, people vomiting into the audience, flaming arrows. Oh, crikey, the list goes on. Yeah.
So something for everyone, really.
I think that pretty much is, yeah. If you're thinking it's a sort of dull evening out where you get to be taught some Shakespeare, it's nothing like that at all. It's an experience that has to be experienced to be understood.
What do you think that Shakespeare would think of your recreation of his beloved theatre?
Well, I think he'd be very surprised to begin with, but then I think he would be delighted. He wrote his work for a theatre like this. He didn't write his work so we could read it at school. It's made to be performed and experienced live. And what better place to experience that than in a dimensionally accurate representation of the Second Globe Theatre, the greatest theatre in history.
When you say you've got litres of blood, does that mean that the people down in the pit need to watch out?
Well, all of our blood is machine washable and specially imported from England.
Absolutely. Bells and whistles and dancing and sword fights. So there'll be 4 shows as well as a specially newly commissioned performance, and the season runs until November the 12th.